Recording in progress.
All right, all right, all right, all right. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Like we just got a third party just came in. Sister Nicole Bell, glad to see you. Also, we got my baby Joanne in, and also got Sister Julia in, and this is part two of Fight Fire with Truth. This is part two of Fight Fire with Truth. And tonight we end up coming up with the conversation. We was going through a conversation where in part one came up with the title of the conquest of Jacob and Esau. The conquest. Now the conquest is of the world, but the conquest is the world actually. But we started off with the conversation I was having with these brothers yesterday. After I got off of um, we usually here at 12 p.m. noon on the Sabbath, and it's called Assembly of the Righteous. And we left when I got off yesterday. Me and my son, we went to this place where these other Hebrew Israelite brothers was communing at. Went over there, sat down, had a nice, great conversation with a lot of the brothers. You know, a lot of great conversation. You know, some try to go into controversy and try to get you baited into a debate, but I try not to go that way. You know what I'm saying? We give each other points of views and we have conversation, but we got some people who just, I like to say, ignorant to knowledge of other information, like when it comes to history. So we have a lot of people that's ignorant to that point because prophecy becomes history after it comes to pass. So, and it shall come to pass, that's when it becomes history after the prophecy passed. Then you're looking for more prophecy to happen after that. So some people recognize it, some people don't. So when we left off in part one, and as I said, I think in the midst of sharing the information in part one, I was calling this the conquest of Jacob and Esau, right? And what actually happened was about the birthright, or should I say the blessing, or the blessing that the Creator said the elder should serve the younger. That's the key. A lot of people try to control the Creator's destiny. When I say the Creator's destiny, what the Creator said. If the Creator said something, people try to control it by the way they think. And just to jump back onto where we were, um, and to give you a small synopsis, what we started at Genesis 25. I think that's verse 19, was it? Genesis 25:19. Yes, we started at Genesis 25:19. We read on where Rebecca couldn't have a baby. Isaac entreated for it. Then she got pregnant, and then she went to inquire, and the Creator told her that the elder should serve the younger. He also said that one gonna be stronger than the other, and he said, but before he said the elder should serve the younger, he said one gonna be stronger than the other. We see today Esau is the strong, by the way he come together, or by the way he pulled people together in his mindset for war, right? Then it went on to say that it mainly broke down and said that Esau came out first, and then Jacob came out taking on the heel of Esau. And then it went on from there to where Esau sold his birthright, right? Esau sold his birthright for a bowl of beans when he could have went anywhere else in the house, around the house, or anywhere in the community, far as I'm concerned, and got something to eat. But he sold his birthright for a bowl of beans, right? So he despised his birthright, but that was his fault because he could have went and asked mama or daddy for something to eat. But he wanted the red pottage from his brother Jacob, and he sold his birthright. So a lot of people don't think on that, and they think all around it instead of understanding. They're going by what the word says. And as I said in part one, as a teacher that taught me when I was learning, get wisdom, get knowledge, but in all thy getting, get an understanding. Why? Because understanding will keep thee. So in the wisdom and in the knowledge of the information that we come to understand and come to know is that he could have got food from anywhere. But according to the scriptures and according to the word, he wanted that red pottage, and he sold it. He sold his birthright for a bowl of beans, right? So now we got down to Jacob's blessing, which said, therefore, Yah give thee of the dew of heaven. I want y'all to get this before we go on. I'm going to run right into Esau's blessing now, because this is where we stopped at. So, in Genesis 27, verse 28, it said, therefore, Yah give thee the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine, right? Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be every one that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. It said be less, but I like saying bliss, because bliss is heavenly. Words are powerful, so you got to understand that. So now, this is talking to Jacob, and it's talking about Jacob and Jacob's seed. But we also know that in between, like I also shared, we are a funny and a funny nation of people. When I say funny nation, it's hard for us to. If you look at all other nations, they come together, they work together in unison for whatever their cause and their purpose are. Israel, look at us today. Look at us today. Look at the men and look at the women of today. Look how we act. A lot of us are wild, men and women. A lot of us are wild. A lot of us are we go our own way doing our own thing. But we're strong individually. We're strong individually. We come together as a small group, we're powerful. But as a nation, look how we work together. As a nation. So I was bringing to the point of the Creator was saying a remnant is going to come back to the fold. A remnant is going, it's not saying everybody going to come to the fold. It's not talking about the one's going to die off. A remnant is going to come to the fold, and the remnant is going to be a small group compared to everybody else. So, now we're going to go into Esau's disappointment and enmity. As I said, the enmity is actually in Genesis 3, verse 15 and 16, or 14, 15, and 16. It's about the curse of the serpent. And I still see that serpent as a lowly spirit, because it's in the mindset of the people. It's a mindset, but you have to look deeper into that to understand it. So, verse 30, and it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce going out from the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting. And he also made savory meat and brought it unto his father, and said unto his father, let my father arise and eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may bless me. 32. And Isaac his father said unto him, who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly and said, Who? He was nervous. Where is he that has taken venison and brought it me, and I have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him? Yea, and he, see, the key is right here. Yea, and he shall be blessed. He gonna be blessed regardless. He said it, and he know it's gonna happen. He shall be blessed. Be less blessed. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great exceedingly bitter cry, and said unto his father, bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, thy brother came with subtlety, and have taken away thy blessing. And he said, is not he rightly, see, this is the key. I'm telling people, you got to look at key verses. And he said, is not he rightly named Jacob? Is he not rightly named Jacob? For he has supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he has taken away my blessing. And what I've come to understand, the blessing was the birthright. The birthright is the earth. A lot of people thinking of tangible things, something physical. His little rich. The blessing is the birthright. The birthright is the dominion of the earth. Watch when we get to verse 40. You're going to understand. And then if we got enough time, then I can explain to you about Esaw being the head over the earth today, which people can see. And not Esaw as in color, Esaw as the mindset. Because Jacob is a mindset. What is Jacob's mindset? Which is Israel. What is Israel's mindset? The law. The law was given to Israel in the wilderness. And that law is what Israel is supposed to carry throughout the world. There's supposed to be examples of the law so people can understand how to keep the law. That's why they're going to be a kingdom of priests over the whole world. See, people can't see prophecy the way prophecy is really laid out to be. People are too busy looking at something individually right then, right there. They can't see the long term of the situation. And this is where we at. So, like I see my brother Zakar. Hope he's still here. Says slow connection over there. Both of my brother Zakar, he was there with us yesterday. And it says, and he said, is not he rightly named Jacob? For he has supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he taketh away my blessing. The blessing was the birthright. And he said, hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him thy lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants. And with corn and wine have I sustained him. You see that? And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And he cried, he cried because he knew. He knew the blessing was strong, but the blessing was the birthright. The blessing was the birthright. The people can't see it because they can't see the blessing. They can't see the gift in the blessing. They can't see the gift in it. A lot of people just look, okay, the birth right there, the blessing over there. It's both of the same. The earth, the domain of the earth was the blessing. Right here. Let people serve thee and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's son bow down to thee. Cursed be everyone that curseth thee, and blessed be. That's inside the blessing. But the key is, therefore God give thee of the dew of heaven. That's the key. Therefore, Yah give thee of the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth and plenty of corn. The fatness is the earth itself. The fatness of the earth. That's the blessing right there. That's the birthright. Now, 28. Now let's go over his 39. Watch the 2 differences. 28 again. This is what Jacob got. Therefore, Yah give thee of the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth and plenty of corn and wine. Now, over here in 39, it says, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. He got the fatness of the earth first. This is the reason why he's in charge first. He still got a blessing, but he got his first. And of the dew of heaven from above. He switched it around. That's all it was. It was switched around, but the elder shall serve the younger. We're going to get it, and it tells you all throughout Daniel, tells you throughout the book. We're going to have the dominion, but we have to come to that. And how are we going to come to that? The struggle. We're going to struggle to get the stuff that we're going to get, but we're going to get it. You see? That's the bottom line. We're going to get it. But you got to struggle for it. And that's where the brother really shared yesterday. I like the way he brought it out because he changed the name. But in between the changing of the name, what happened in that time frame? The time frame is that, I'm going to get to that too. Let me get back over here. And Isaac, his father, answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword, this is war. See, this is the key. And I asked the question yesterday. I said, imagine if he was in charge If Esau was in charge, we wouldn't even have it. We wouldn't even, there would be no chance for us. Because all to me, I look at him as a lot of these stories try to share, and might as well Esau show his hand all the time through movies. They'll kill everybody off. Especially how they were against us as a people anyway. They're using all kind of tactics to kill people off. They're using the slow range as well as they use what they call it genocide warfare warfare with chemical warfare, all kind of things. Their nature is war. They're like a cancer. They're like rust. They just, until there's no more. And I'm not talking about all, and I'm saying all Caucasian. I'm talking about the people. See, you got to understand the people with the mindset in this day and time that's Esau's mindset. The mind, no different than his mindset is on war. Our mindset is on the law, the spiritual one. Now, there's another point that was made yesterday. Jacob, which is the supplanter, which is dead. I always said, and when you go through the scriptures, I always say Jacob is dead Israel. The Christians, the ones who don't know who they are. Israel is the anointed and those who are awakening. Right? We got one brother try to say, Judah and Israel ain't the same. They are both of the same father. What you talking about? This goes to show how closed-minded people's minds are. They both, Israel and Judah is both Israel. Judah is just the head, which is the head of the body. Genesis 49, 8 through 12. Judah is the head. Israel is the body. So it talks about Judah and Israel, it's talking about spiritualists, the spiritual point. When it talks about Jacob, it's talking about dead Israel throughout the scriptures, when you really look at it and understand it. Some people look at, no, I'm going to that. I ain't going off to that. Let's just keep it moving from where we at. Again, over here, 39 and 40. This is Esau's blessing. And Isaac, his father, answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, which he gave him the earth first. How? After he broke the yoke off his neck and has gained the dominion. He got the earth first. Thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. And of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live. By war. Break it down for what it is. By war shalt thou live. It shall and shall serve thy brother, and shall serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion. This is when he's going to gain the dominion of the earth. All this is his blessing, meaning that he's going to get it first. That thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. Bam. All right. So now we went through all these other situations, and let me go ahead. Hold on, let me get to, we got to Rachel. God appeared to Jacob at Bethel. There we go, right here. Nope, no, that's the ladder. That's at Bethel. Jacob made a vow. Rachel, nope. Let me get on over here. Okay. Hold on. Okay, before this, hold on. Here we go, right here. Genesis 32, verse 24. This was a good point that the brother made. Very good point that the brother made yesterday. And this shows the difference between spiritual and physical Israel, right? Physical Jacob, spiritual is Israel. Right here, Jacob wrestles with an angel. And Jacob, which means, like he was saying, Jacob, which means supplanter, trickster. That's what Jacob means by the name. And we know names have meanings, right? It says, and Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of day. Check it out. There wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, when he seen that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint, and as he wrestled with him. So he wrestling him. He put his hand on Jacob's thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint as he wrestled with him. 26. And he said, let me go, for the day breaketh. And he said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me. Jacob said, I ain't going to let you go. So he knew he was wrestling with an angel. He knew he was wrestling with somebody important. And God stops you at the hip. Okay, Nicole. As he wrestled with him, verse 26. And he said, let me go, for the day breaketh. And he said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me. 27. And he said unto him, what is thy name? And he said unto him, what is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said that, okay, where did Jacob ask for his name? Because they said that Jacob asked him, he did, I think that's afterwards. But he said unto him, what is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. So Israel, like he said, for as a prince hast thou power with Yah and with men, and hast prevailed. And Jacob asked him and said, tell me, I pray thee, thy name. And he said, wherefore is it that thou doest ask after my name? And he blessed him there, And Jacob called the name of that place Peniel, for I have seen Yah face to face, and my life is preserved. See, he was nervous. Not because he's got to go and meet Esau, because he knew Esau was mad at him because he got the blessing. Right? But the key is this. The brother shared yesterday. He said he changed his name from Jacob to Israel because Jacob means supplanter, which it does. But he also said, for as a prince hast thou power with Yah and with men, and has prevailed. We have power because they wrestle. This is what I was saying earlier. We wrestle everything we do. We wrestle to get to where Martin Luther King wrestled to get to where he got to get the people to be a certain type of way. Malcolm X wrestled to get to a certain type of way. Marcus Garvey wrestled. All this stuff, if you look at what's going on, you see us as a people in here. You see us as a people throughout history. This is what we do. This is what we do. When you see these scriptures are examples of the things we do and the things we go through in life. We're wrestling getting free. You just have to come to know because, like I said, Daniel 12:10, they shall be purified and made white and tried. The tried is the wrestling. You're gonna wrestle. You're gonna try to get. You may win, you may lose, but if the creator with you and you're strong with them, you're gonna go through. You got to go through the trials and tribulations. That's what people don't realize. The wrestling is what we do throughout life, especially us as a people. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Remember that old cartoon they had when they had these 3 or 4 different people? Don't you get started, you're gonna go downstairs. They had about 3 or 4 different people in the line ready to race. And then when they said go, they had a red light still for the melanated man in the cartoon. Everybody else going, they running. We still on pause or stop. After they got halfway around the track, they let us go, and we got to start running from that point. We wrestle all the time. Hey, shalom. This brother Sakal over here. Hey, shalom to you, my friend. Shalom, Sakal. I hope you're still there. I don't see you up now. You might be, but shalom, shalom. But yeah, we wrestle all the time. This is what we do. Everything we do throughout our life, we wrestle. Things seem hard, but we wrestle to get through it. We gotta my brother King Malachi, he got his doctorate now. He wrestled to get that. He probably didn't even know he was gonna get it. It came on to him, but he wrestled to get to where he's going in life. He's getting out there. Dr. King Malachi now. Do y'all know Dr. King Malachi? Y'all know who I'm talking about. Dr. King Malachi now. He's a doctor. Proud of you, bro. You've been doing your thing. I think I should get me a doctor. I've been out here performing for a long time too, but I ain't. Hey, it is what it is. I'm glad he's been out there doing his thing. I got where I've been and done, but I'm glad he's doing his thing. I'm glad the brother got his I don't know if it's a degree or just an honorary situation. But Dr. King Malachi, congratulations, bro. You did your thing. You're doing your thing, and you made it happen. My brother. Dr. King Malachi. Y'all hear some of his music now. Y'all listen, y'all look out for some of his music. He's been doing this thing for a long time. So back to the story. The key is the brother brought out, I'm just gonna say my brother Travis brought this out, and it was good. The fact that the name was changed, and it was because of the name is what he was saying. Because the name being Jacob meaning supplanter, which names have meaning. My brother Travis, we had now he's the one who made this point yesterday. And I said, oh, but see, that just coincides with what I was saying and have always been saying, that Jacob means dead Israel on a different level. Dead Israel is like our Christians out here who don't know who they are. They in Christianity, don't know and understand who they are, and worshiping a man, which my wife was having a conversation with me while I was getting everything ready for part 2. People that worshiping the man and don't realize that that's idolatry compared to the Creator's word, which is spiritual, which is the law. The Creator gave Israel the law for us to carry and to give to the world. A lot of people are coming out of that idolatry of worshiping the man, but it's hard for these people to let that go because it's embedded in them. That's the wrestle. That's the, oh, I had to do it. I gotta, I don't want to let it go. It's up to you to do it. It's right there in the word. The more you study the word becomes a part of you. See, the word is spirit. The word is spirit. And the word is spirit and the word is truth. And it has to become a part of you as you study it. As long as you're studying what man has given you, you can't see over here according to the word of Yah, even though the whole book is true. The whole book is true according to the blessings and according to the curses. So the whole book from Genesis to Revelation is true according to the word of Yah. But a lot of people can't see past that. That's the sad part. People can't see the blessing because, oh, the Father ain't going to do that. I said, when the Father says something, it's going to happen. The Father says it's going to happen. No matter what you think or how you think it's supposed to go a certain type of way. It ain't about the way you think it's supposed to go. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. The Creator never told you how it's going to happen. You just thinking it, so you're judging. So the fact that the Father says it's going to happen, who knows? If they didn't do that, he got the blessing, then what? That might have been the final straw right there. Because we don't hear no other blessing, anything else outside of what was the birthright. Can anybody tell me what the birthright was? See, people too busy talking. I ain't getting no answers on other things other than what it is. They're focused on the blessing, but tell me what the birthright was. What was Esau's birthright? I haven't heard nobody tell me that yet. But I see the birthright was in the blessing. A lot of people too smart for their own good. They can't see because they too busy looking into something. They can't see what's right in their face. But hey, we all are still learning. We all are still learning. So that is Genesis chapter 32. That's Genesis 32, and that is when Jacob wrestled with the angel. Make sure I get this just for later. I already got it written, but it's kind of dull now. I ain't had it in so long. So I'm just going to reiterate. It's right here. It was light. I almost passed it up. Here we go. So, but the key is, for as a prince hast thou power with Yah and with men, and has prevailed. As a prince. We are princes and princesses. That's what we are. We're the seed of a prince. That's why I'm that Michael in Daniel chapter 12. We're the seed of a prince, and we're prevailing for all the things that was placed before us to try to keep us from getting to where we're supposed to be. So, let me keep it moving from here. Now, so we got that part. All that there was Esau. All that there was Esau. But the key is, now let me go ahead over here to portion. No, because I don't going to. I'm about to go into the law about certain things that was said beforehand compared to what was said after. Nothing. I don't want to get on that. I'm about to get on the law, but I'm gonna stay on the conquest of Jacob and Esau. The conquest of Jacob and Esau, and I just gave you the conquest right there. Everything we do, we struggle, and this is what we just this Genesis 32, verse 24 through 30. 24 through 30 gave you the understanding of our wrestle. This is us as a nation wrestling with everything we do, especially the good of us. Not talking about the evil people out there. Talking about the good, the people out here that's trying to do right, the stuff they do, and they try to prevail with what they, whether you try to get a job, whether you try to make a business. No matter what you do out there, you tell me that you ain't go through no struggle. I don't care who you are. People going through struggles right now. They know they're going to prevail because, especially if you know you got Yah with you, you know you're going to, I done went through it. I done beat 8 court cases. And got other things behind and things that, it's so much stuff that we go through things. Jacob is going to go through situations. And this is the struggle. This is what we're going through. But people are not looking at themselves or the word. They're just looking at the book. And this is what I mean, that we got people who don't see no further than what they're reading on a piece of paper. They don't see no further than what's right in front of their face. Stuff going on all around them, but they right there. And there's nothing wrong with right there in the book, but the book's supposed to be teaching you what's going on with you around you today. So I listen. I don't try to argue or nothing like that. I try to listen. I try to understand. I try to give some understanding according to what I know and according to what was shared with me. There's a lot of things that was said. But I wonder, some of the things that was said, how do you pertain it to today? Because this word is forever. How do you pertain some of the things to today? And how do you separate? That's another subject. Let's get on over here to Daniel. Excuse me. Daniel chapter. Daniel chapter 2. Here we go. Daniel chapter 2. This right here, Esau, we do know. Matter of fact, I skipped some. Get back here to the law. And this is what people fail to realize. And no matter how much time I shared it with that old, I don't want to call him ignorant, but this brother that was too busy as trying to make controversy yesterday. See, people don't look into understanding. When you study, you come to see. If you know the Creator is infinite, He's seen and understand all things, right? The second commandment I'm gonna hit the first and second commandment. The first commandment, thou shalt have no other deities, which is gods, before me. Right? 4, thou shalt not make unto thee any grave. See, people thinking they just seen it because I thought it at one time too. When it says any graven image, that's sticking in their mind. Oh, okay, no graven image. Okay, it's talking about a graven image. When he says, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, then it, comma, or any likeness of anything, period. What's anything? What does anything mean? But people are too busy reading across the word, they don't even see what's being said. Their mind is stuck on what was said in the first point of the sentence before the comma is an engraven image. That's where their mind is stuck at. But it says, or, it's conjunction, ain't it? Or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. Now, that what the Creator said. But we got brothers making excuses. Well, they bowed to David. So that means that you can't. What did the Creator say? Thou shalt not bow down to them. What did he say? Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. Oh, they bowed to David, so it's all right. They bowed to Solomon, so it's all right. I don't care what he said. The Creator said don't do it. See, and this is what I mean by people look past what the Creator say, and they see certain things, and they say, okay, well, if they do it, why can't I do it? Well, if they did, why can't I? What did the Creator say? All through the book, he tell you, I am thy Savior. There's no Savior but me. And they try to use other attributes. And I'll be like this. I made a comment yesterday. I said the Creator, well, it states that where there's 2 or 3 together, the Creator is in the midst thereof, right? That means the Creator is right there amongst you. Actually, the Creator is in every last one of us. The fact that we have breath of life, the Creator is there. So when people are so busy looking at the Creator as a man sitting on his throne that he don't see and know everything else that's going on, when the Creator is of universal consciousness. The fact that he made us in his image. We are, and everybody can agree that we are little gods. We're not the omnipotent one, not the Creator that is everywhere at all times. See, and this is where people don't have the mindset to understand that if the Creator is everywhere all the time, I can speak about you over there and I'm over here. It was a movie called, I can see, I'm glad Wiscom shared it with me last on part 1. Close Encounter of the Third Kind is what the movie I was talking about in part 1 when I was talking about the mountain. But what just came to me, remember The Watchmen? Remember it was a movie like superheroes in modern day time. They were called The Watchmen. I think it was called The Watchmen. Do you remember the Blue Man? His name was Dr. something. They would say he was like a god or something like that, because he would walk around, he would turn big, and he'd be doing one thing, he walking over there, he doing this, and he doing several things at one time. It was still the same man. Same man. He's talking about him over there as he's talking about him here. People can't phantom that. Their mindset is so closed-minded to think that the Father is here and he's going to talk about something. You can't. The Spirit is everywhere. The Spirit is in all of us. So they can't see the Father in multiple places at one time, because they only see, if a prophet is speaking in the name of the Father and he says something at one point and says something here, they can't see other than that. Or anybody that comes in the name of the Father is the Father. That's why they say, I seen the Father face to face. Angel is as a representative, which is an ambassador of the Creator. No matter if it's me, You, whoever you may be, you are an ambassador. That means you're coming in the Creator's name. That's why he said, don't be afraid of him. And all the prophets of the Creator was the anointed. They can't get, people are so closed-minded. They can't see outside of themselves. They can't see outside of one individual. This is the sad part. But hey, we all got to grow. And if we have a mind to listen, to hear, to get an understanding, we can see things on a larger scale than what we think. But we all are still growing because, each one teach one. We all still growing and building in knowledge and information. So, over here, the Ten Commandments, it says, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything. That's no thing. That is in heaven above, or that's anything, meaning something in heaven above, or in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, thy father, am a jealous father. Y'all know what jealousy is, right? Visiting the iniquity, the ignorance of the fathers, which is of the parents, upon the children. And there's still a lot of people still can't pick up. Of the third, which is the Greeks, and the fourth, which is the Roman generation of them that hate me. The Greeks and the Romans hate the Creator because they changed everything. The Creator's seen it. A lot of people think, well, it's just right down the line, or, well, what you talking about? Then I'll be like, I remember hearing someone when I was in Mississippi at one time. I was with one brother, and I told him this. He said, that ain't talking about that, about the Greeks and the Romans. He talking about that down the line. I said, how you know who's evil down the line? Well, I said, how you know who evil down the line? How you know who's going to be evil, who's not going to be evil? So I don't think they ever gave me an answer on that. But I asked them a question accordingly. I know, according to my studies, according to the scriptures, when you get so far down the scriptures, you start to see the Roman Empire come into play. The Greeks and the Roman come into play. When you start getting into the prophecies and the prophets. See, a lot of stuff, that's the reason why they can't see that Jacob and Esau, the dominion of the world belongs to them, because that's what the Creator told Isaac told Abraham the blessing is going to be established through Isaac. And Isaac only had 2 sons. And both of them had a blessing. Esau had a blessing and Jacob had but the blessing goes to Jacob because he's going to get the end. Excuse me. He's going to get the end point. But at the beginning, it even said in Esdras 2:9, or Esdras 2, second Esdras 2:9, or Esdras 2, one of them, it says Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning. Esau got the world now. What all he do? Pollute, war, all the stuff that is in Revelation 6, verse 7 and 8. Revelation 6, 7 and 8 is Esau. The pale horse. That's Esau. Just 6, 7, and 8, chapter 6, verse 7 and 8 gives you Esau's whole reign in a nutshell. But Daniel 7, verse 17 and 18, Daniel 7, verse 21 and 22 tells you. We're going to get to that in a few minutes. But I just had to get this first to show you the prophecy first in the commandments. Then it says, and showing mercy. Now, this is where you're at inside of the Roman Empire. The Greek and the Roman, but I'm going to say Roman right now. And showing mercy, which is grace. How many people say, we ain't under the law no more, we're under grace. We ain't under the law no more, we're under grace. This is your mercy. and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. You love him by showing that you keep his commandments. But see, he's giving mercy to those who was in ignorance because we've been taught away from the law through the Greek and Roman Empire. Right now, I got brothers right now, but this right here was written in Greek. This right here was written in Greek. They not Israel. Greeks are not Israel. The whole point, they still weapon, but this is written in Greek and this is Greek to Roman and this and that. It's not Hebrew, which was in the beginning, which is the law that was given to the Israelites. You can't tell some people because their mind is made up and they stuck. Even though the Creator said he give the children of Israel, which is the Hebrews, is his chosen. He ain't said nothing about no Greeks. He ain't said nothing about no Romans. But they all into the Greeks and the Romans. It tells you the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. And you're reading their literature. You're reading the enemy's literature that tricked and took the scriptures and twisted it and gave you another modification of it, and you sucking it up, thinking that that's it, when the Creator gave you the laws, the statutes, and the covenant, and this is what he gave Israel, and this is what we're supposed to be living by. So to come out from her, my people, is coming out from the Greek and the Roman Empire and their ways. Now you're living in the world, but you don't have to be of the world. But hey, we'll keep it moving. I done got to the end of that. Now let me get over here to Daniel. And I ain't going to go too long in that because I'm just going to hit you with the main points in Daniel 2, that is. Daniel 2. Now, I'm going to hit you with I might as well read it on down. Start at 36. 26 is the key, but not 36. I'm going to start right over here at 31. Start at 31. This is when Daniel is breaking down the image. This is prophecy. This is... The Creator said he works through you with dreams, right? Dreams and visions, right? I told the brother a dream. He tried to say, well, how you know that's the Creator? I'm like, man, then you tell him what happened. I ain't got time for it. That's why I hate talking to ignorant people. They just don't want to believe that the Creator can deal with other people. I said, well, then if a prophet, my own saying, if a prophet comes to you and tell you something, just because you don't think they're who it is, you ain't going to believe it. You ain't going to do what they say do, are you? If a Creator send you somebody to talk to you, we had somebody say, well, there's not no more prophets. What they say? They say, Yeshua was the last prophet. Really? You mean to tell me there ain't going to be no more prophets after Yeshua? So all the anointed that's supposed to be doing the Creator's will is not going to come to people with sharing information that may happen. It's ignorant to me. But 31. Daniel 2 and 31 says, Thou, O king, sawest and behold a great image. This great image whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible. This image head was of fine gold, right? The image head was of fine gold. His breasts and arms of silver. His belly and thighs of brass. His legs of iron, his feet part of iron and part of clay. Right? But check out what happens in 34, verse 34. Thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands. That's the law. The stone that was cut out without hands was the law that was given to Moses, which is upon Israel. Right? This is the conquest. And throughout time, I'm going to get down to a certain point. I want y'all to understand the Creator set up a kingdom in a certain time, and it was in a time until this time. This is what people don't get. His legs of iron, his feet part of iron and a part of clay. 34. Thou sawest till a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet. Started where? And then go to the head first. It started right there where it was at. Started where it was at. Which smote the image upon his feet that were of iron and clay, and break them to pieces. So right there at the feet, where the clay and the iron is at, it started there, which is happening right now today. And I'm going to give you a quick understanding of that before I go on. That's the end of 34. I'm going to 35. That iron and clay is this. The iron is the Roman Empire. The feet, the bottom part of the Roman Empire. The last part of it. The clay is those who are indigenous, who are starting to grow and understand who they are. That's the clay. The clay is the people separating themselves from the system. The clay is those who are becoming nationalized. The clay is those who are becoming to know who they are according to the laws of the system, to break away from the system, to free themselves from the system. Right? These are what we will, let's just say, Moors. Right? These are the non-spiritual entities. Let me put it like that. But they're separating themselves from the system. The system is iron. Everything they're going along with the system as the system goes and keeping the system going strong, which is the Roman Empire itself. Now you got the Moors over here. The Moors are separating themselves, not being a part of the system, and not just the Moors, many other nationalities. I'm going to say nationality. I'm going to put it like that. I'm going to say nations, but I'm going to say nationality. Now this is the clay and this is the iron. They're separated, but the spirituality is Israel. The spiritual is Israel. Israel gonna come, and they're gonna come according to the law and separate themselves. Because when it says "come out of her, my people," it's not just talking about coming out of her just by the law, because the law is what brings you out. But the same thing that put you in servitude made you bondsmen and bondswomen according to the bonds, not just bondage. You ain't bondage like this no more. The bonds, birth certificate, social security card, and ID card, which you're bonded by. That's why I said no man will buy you, because they're not buying you, they're buying the bonds that they're selling all over the world. Or they're using the interest from your bonds. Deeper than what people think. A lot of people look so physical, they can't see spiritual. So now the stone. To thou sawest a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet. This is those Israelites starting to awaken. And now they started to break everything down. Upon his feet that were of iron and clay. See? Now, everywhere you was hearing for the last, you could say 10 years, mostly. A little bit longer than that, because it's 2000, at least 10 to 20 years. You've been hearing about the Moors. Every time you hear sovereign, you're more. But then what do the Moor says? Islam, bruh. And what is the analogy of Islam? What does Islam mean? From what my understanding was, when I started to understand the information. Islam means I self-law am master. Islam. I self-law am master. I-S-L-A-M. I-S-L-A-M. I self-law am master. That's what they say Islam means. They don't have no spirituality. They probably believe it is a God, but they don't have no spirituality. The laws they go by is the laws of the I don't say the maritime, but they go with the laws of the system or against the system, the way that the system, put it like this, they go with legalese. The legalese is what they're about. We go by the law. The legal, excuse me. They go by legal, the credit, we go by the law. The law supersedes the legal. So we just keep it moving. cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet that were of iron and clay, and break them in pieces. Verse 35. Then was the iron, the clay, now the brass, the silver, and the gold broken to pieces together. This is happening, and it's happening now. We're not at the end yet. Jacob's conquest haven't came yet. We're in the process of going through Jacob's conquest. But Esau's conquest has happened. It's taken over the whole earth. And this is where you're going to get chapter 13 at. Revelation 13. Here we go. Finish where we at. And became like the shaft of the summer threshing floor, and the wind carried them away, that no place was found for them. And the stone that smote the image became a great mountain, a great kingdom, and filled the what? Whole earth. You see what it say? The stone that did that is going to fill the whole earth. Why? Because the stone is the law. The law is going to fill the whole earth because everyone and every nation, tongue, and people is going to be abiding according to the law. Judah being the head, Israel being the body, and the rest of the earth following the law from Judah and Israel. But how many people can see past that? And this is what I'm talking about. 36. Then he gonna break down the dream right here. This is the dream that we will tell the interpretation thereof before the king. Thou, O king, art a king, see, a king of kings. For the Father of heaven has given thee a kingdom, power, and strength, and glory. A kingdom. That kingdom was the kingdom of Babylon. How did he get the kingdom of Babylon? He went around and conquered after they came out of after Babylon, the Tower of Babylon. They all spread throughout the earth and became a nation wherever they were. It wasn't the kingdom of Babylon. That was Babylonian nations throughout the earth. And then Nebuchadnezzar grew, and that's when he conquered and became a kingdom. And this is where the first kingdom of Babylon came from. Excuse me, because Nimrod, he was over all the people when they was of one voice. Nimrod was over all of them. Once they couldn't understand each other, they spread out. So they were just a people wherever they were. Egypt grew to be a great nation. Syria grew to be a great nation. Chaldeans grew to be a great nation. All these other nations grew to be great nations in the earth. But now we come into the dream of Nebuchadnezzar. Then verse 38. And wheresoever the children of men dwell, the beasts of the field and the fowls of heaven have he given into thine hand. He give all these things into thine hand. And have made thee ruler over them all. Thou art this head of gold. That was Nebuchadnezzar, which was Babylonian kingdom. And after thee shall arise another kingdom, which was who? The Medes and the Persians. The Medes and the Persians. You had the Medes and the Persians. That's both going across. I'm just going to say the breast and the arms. And made thee ruler over them all. Thou art this head of gold. And after thee shall arise another kingdom inferior to thee, inferior to Nebuchadnezzar. Now, and another third kingdom. This is where the Greeks come in at. But look at what the Greeks do. They're what people don't pick up. Look at what the Greeks do. And another third kingdom of brass, which shall bear rule over all the earth. See, it said Nebuchadnezzar was a kingdom. Thou art a king of kings. So you had many kings in the earth at the time. Because you had a king in Egypt, you had a king of Syria, and certain area, but Nebuchadnezzar was a king of kings at that time. Then you had the Medes and the Persians come into power. But what happened when the third kingdom of brass, which shall bear rule over, and it said, y'all know all the earth is, right? Took over all the earth. And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, which is the fourth kingdom, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces, and subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these shall it break in pieces and bruise. It's going to break in pieces and subdue. It's going to bruise, it's going to break him, it's going to subdue everything. It's going to come a part of everything. And it's going to use the other nations to be a part of that. What do we mean? We got sororities. We got fraternities. These are Greek, right? But they're in the Roman Empire, aren't they? We got all kinds of things of these other nations. We got Christmas, which is supposed to be Nimrod, the representative of the tree over Nimrod's grave. The Christmas tree, right? Ain't that supposed to be the representative for those who know the story? A lot of this stuff that is in all those other cultures is in the Roman Empire. That's why you have Thanksgiving, Christmas, Halloween, and all these other. They're all of the Roman Empire, which the Roman Empire has adopted from all these other stuff just to make its stuff strong. That's when it says that subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these shall it break in pieces and bruise. That's what it did. It absorbed all these different elements. But let's keep it moving. And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided. You see that? The kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it of the strength of the iron. So the iron's still going to be strong, as it is today, by the system being what it is. There shall be in it of the strength of the iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with merry clay. So you still got to use the system. Whether you separate from the system, you still got to use it because this is the world we're living in, which is the Roman Empire. So by being the Roman Empire, you got to separate yourself, but you still got to use the elements of it because you got to still use lights, gas, which they are in control of, right? And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. You see that? Partly strong and partly broken. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with merry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men. This is what has happened. This is the reason why the seed of men is part of the iron. Look at the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine. Look at them. They're mixed with our people. All of us is mixed with them. And what was Esau's blessing? By war shall thou live. They live by war. By thy sword shall thou live. And I just break it down to war. This is when it says these shall be strong, which didn't come up in the conversation. That one shall be stronger than the other. Esau is stronger than Jacob. Collectively. Separate, Jacob is totally strong. Collectively, when the police come to your house, everybody. Because they coming strong. When they're coming as a force. But who's all a part of that force? Our people, other people. Think about how many people is a part of those forces. That's why you say you're going to break them. Do y'all really understand the situation that's going on? But, and let me take it down to 44. Mary clay, they mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave. There we go. They shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. That means we're going to separate ourselves. 44. Check this out. And in the days of these kings, now this is right. Listen what it's saying. In the days of these kings, which is kingdoms. In the days of these kings, which is all four kingdoms, shall Yah of heaven set up a kingdom. Listen to what it's saying. In the days of these kings, which is these kingdoms, in the days of Babylon, the Medes and the Persians, the Greek and Roman Empire, Israel was together before Babylon even became a nation or a kingdom. Israel had already started. When Abraham had Isaac, when Abraham had Israel, and then he had Isaac, Isaac had Jacob and Esau. Matter of fact, Jacob and Esau was growing before all this other stuff even came about. That's what it says. And shall the Father of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. He was setting it up. So when we came out of Egypt, the Creator gave us the law, which was what? The stone without hands. He gave us the law then. Shall the Father of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms. See, it's going to break in pieces and check it out. And the kingdom shall not be left to other people, other nations, tongues, and people like that, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms. That's what we're going to do. We're all over the world now. He set up a kingdom, and he broke up. When he broke in pieces, we got spread throughout the earth. And then he's going to awaken us in these days and time. And it shall stand forever. You see that? That's the blessing of Esau. The blessing of Jacob. That's the blessing, and that was the birthright. People don't get it. The domain of the earth was the birthright. But you can't find nobody that can denounce that's what it's not. Because if you ask them what the birthright was, you don't find it. You don't see it. You'll find it. The blessing is there. The blessing is right there. It was in there when he told Esau, when thou hast gained the dominion. So the blessing was already there when he gave Jacob the blessing about when he gave him the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth. All he did is turn around and gave Esau the fatness of the earth, then the dew of heaven. He just gave him the earth first, which he did get the earth first, and he's coming out of it now. Our time is coming as we grow. But people can't see prophecy when it's even in their face. And in the days of these kings shall the Yah of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. That's the birthright. People can't see because they're looking at right. Well, what happened right? Your mind got to go further than right now. Do you understand what the Creator is prophecy? The Creator is infinite. When he said a word, it's going to happen. I don't care how long you think it's going to happen or come to pass. You got to understand it's going to happen. Just got to understand. Mostly all Daniel was talking about in the future. Majority of Daniel's whole prophecy was mostly talking about the future. Most of them. Some could have been right in that time, but the future of us, especially 12. And in 9, it says he understood by books. And a lot of people don't even understand what that prophecy was in Daniel chapter 9. That was actually talking about the temple. They talking about Messiah, and they take anointed one. Messiah was the temple. That's why people don't understand. They said Mashiach. They get their mindset on Mashiach is only one person. Mashiach is any anointing of Yah. What the Creator put his mouth on is an anointed of Yah. People don't even understand that. We've been brainwashed to think that Mashiach, Messiah means one thing, one person, or anointed one. It's one or that is anointed. That's what it means. But a lot of people don't get it. Their mind can't, oh, my brain. No, they can't get it. But hey, you have to be other places. You have to understand other languages. Because a lot of times when you say languages, they're saying it one way, but it's really switched like that. And every time they come out with, well, Messiah means anointed one. After it means anointed one, how many people was anointed? How many people did the Creator anoint? How many people did the Creator speak through to give his word to? He anointed that person to do his will. He only gave one. That's the Christian mindset from Deuteronomy 18 all the way to Christianity in the New Testament. Wasn't like Moses. All of them was like Moses because all of them was prophets. They may have did different things at different times, but the fact is, all of them was like Moses because Moses gave a word. Moses, I tell you what, they were talking about the stuff that Joshua did. What about Elijah? Remember what Elijah did? Elijah parted waters. Elisha, bam, touched his bones and came back to life. See, all these things people fail to realize and understand, the things that these other prophets did or things that happened through these other prophets. But their mind is set with the Roman government has given them. But hey, until you wake up, that's on you. So I'm gonna do a part 2 tomorrow on the same subject. Cause I'm gonna go into, now tonight was mostly on was about the blessing and was about the prophecy, mainly about the 4 kingdoms. Babylon, the Medes and the Persian, the Greek and the Roman Empire. So I'm gonna pick up right here tomorrow on Michael's knowledge of truth. This is just going to be the conquest of Jacob and Esau, part 2. That's going to be tomorrow. So what I'm going to do and share with you at this point in time, matter of fact, let me ask some questions. Sister Joe, I see Julia gone. Open up, Sister Joe and Sister Bell, Nicole. Let me give me your point of view of what you heard so far. Unless you want to say something, if you ain't got nothing to say, it's good. But I just want to know what your point of view on some of the things you may have heard at this point in time.
Well, when you talked about and I was writing it down. When you talked about building back up with the clay, that's when, like, for me, that's when you get your mind right, and basically he's not. People would think that you are like hitting the bottom, but really, like, he's bringing you back down to build you back up with a different mindset. And for me, I want to share something that I experienced. I think it was. I don't know if it was last night when I was coming home. I can't really remember what it was, but you know, as I was driving into my development here. But actually, I'm gonna save that for a minute. I want to talk about the fighting with the angel. You know.
When Jacob was fighting with the angel?
Yeah, yeah. When Jacob was fighting with the angel,
Uh-huh.
when I said, he hit you at the hip because I remember my mother always saying, when you have an all night fight with God, you never wake up the same. And the thing is that with the struggle that you talked about, once you stop fighting in your mind, it's not a struggle.
Right.
It just doesn't, to me, right? Everything that has happened so far is not a struggle. I'm not pressed. You know what? When you have to do something, you actually, like, bring this fight out amongst you. You actually bring the fight. That you bring the fight to your own self. Like, for example, today, I said, I know I have something to do. I have a lot of paperwork to do. So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna take off today. I'm gonna take off today and do what I gotta do. I've been up since 6 o'clock this morning. I'm just, doing some final touches on it. But now, if I would have tried to crush this in, um, and 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 then try to go to work. Now I'm gonna get off of work, and then I'm gonna come here and I'm tired. So you're gonna have to give up something. You
Mm-hmm.
can't fight everything. So I can't fight to go and actually what we call money or whatever, to go get this money, or because, like, sometimes, like, what, just because this money is, we look at it, we're holding these, well, actually, these bonds in our hands. We got to convert these things over to make it work for us. So and going and getting these notes that I just I mean, whatever. Right now, you need the 200 or whatever it might be, but everything is just working. So I mean, I wasn't pressed today. Um, yeah, I'm just not. I'm not worried. I'm not fighting. No, you are not getting in my mind no more. That's all. And when he spoke about the birth was the blessing, and I understand he gave you everything, everything you needed. You need not want for nothing when he gave you that birthright. But what people are not understanding is that they believe that you have to physically see like this roof over your head. You know what? I look at like some of these homeless people out here, and I say, now the reason why it will probably make me uncomfortable, it probably be a struggle for me because it's not something that I've actually learned to do because I've been taught to have a roof over your head. But the roof
Right.
that we have over our head is that sky. And when if the animals can live out there, that mean that means I mean he has we just they just stripped us of everything. Like we don't even know how to probably I wouldn't know how to survive if somebody put me out in the woods. I'll probably I don't know if my instincts would come in, but I'm seeing everything here. He gave you everything, but we're looking at that vanity. Um, I mean, I was guilty. Believe me, not really, but kind of, sort of, maybe. I don't know. Um, like I'm comfortable with what he gave me. I'm comfortable where I'm at right now. I really am. And you know, these people who okay, I'm gonna go back to when you said something about
Before, let
somebody
me ask
said
you
that
real
they
quick.
wrote
Let me ask you real quick. What you're comfortable now? When you first met me and Joanne, you was going through a lot of turmoil, right?
yes.
And at that time, you going through those turmoils. It was getting to where you are now. Now that you have did that quote unquote paperwork and what you've done, how do you feel according compared to back then?
You, because nothing bothers me. Nothing bothers me. It's not. You know what? I honestly, it is not a question in my mind that I am not. I'm not asking. I'm telling you. I'm telling you because I know who I am. And
Mm-hmm.
and when I say I know who I am, when I say I'm telling you, I'm not rudely telling you. I just can't. You know what? I can't say it any other way because if you don't understand, I don't want you to push my hand for me to make you understand.
Right.
Because the thing is that I went from like where I would want to probably open hand or ball fist, put my hand to you, but I don't have to do that because now I don't. I'm not here to make you believe anything. I'm not here. Something has happened, and it still continues to happen. And all when I say the sword is not it, it's this pen. It's the pen. You can easy, yes, you can take off with the sword. You can do all that or whatever. But then that's consequences. But this pen right here, you know what? Something so small that we don't even look at. This pen. The and when I say the law of color goes for everything. And when I'm talking about the law of color, I'm talking about from your primary colors. It goes for everything. And the what's our primary colors? Yeah, I believe it. I should know this because I'm a cosmetologist. But that law of color really goes for everything, and everything reverts back to this scripture. So these are the things right here. These things are already written. And if you don't get into this right here, because this ain't how is this already written and the same thing is happening. And like how you mentioned with us, why can't we get it together? You know, and
Exactly.
everybody wants to be the I guess
On
I'm right,
top,
right.
know it
I'm
all.
right. I'm right, and I'm this, and I'm this,
On top
and
and the know it all. They think they know so much.
yeah, but you won't even follow what he said. And when you say that it's going to be no more prophets, that's a lie. That is that. Listen, when you hear when somebody, matter of fact, it's not even somebody. Somebody tells you. Well, it's not somebody. It's just a natural thing that you're sent to do, and you do it, and you know people want to say, well, this, what and I'm going to say, what if God tells you to do something? I'm telling you, this, you know what, the reason why you don't know because you're not it. That's all I can say. The reason why you don't know, that means you're not it. But now I'm going to go back to what I noticed as I was coming home. Now, as I was driving home, I'm coming into my development. I go I'm coming down, I'm looking at the mailboxes, right? I'm looking at the mailboxes that everybody has in front of their house. Even if they don't have a mailbox that, whatever the black mailbox that sits on a piece of the wood, they have probably some people turn around and they put a stone in there and the mailbox is in there. The mailbox is in the front. So something told me just to drive around. I drove around my whole little complex and I'm watching this mailbox. And I said, I pull up into my driveway, and as soon as I pull up in the driveway, I started looking at the house. And I just kept thinking about this mailbox. Now, I know we got, this is my thought and everything. That mailbox that sits outside your house is actually a headstone.
Mm.
So let me explain. So the reason why I say that's a headstone, the mailbox sits outside the house, right? Which is a headstone. And before these people put your house up or wherever you might live, what they called it, their lots. But in my head, I'm saying these are plots because if you have a house, it's a mortgage or it's a lease, and only thing that comes to this mailbox it's just like the mailman it visits this. It's a graveyard to
Is a
me.
like dead entity. I know what you mean.
Yes,
I know exactly where
and
you're going because
that's why that mailbox.
the all caps name is a dead entity
Exactly, and so that mailbox is actually the headstone
to the
of
graveyard, to
that.
that grave.
Yes, and the grave is, and you're in here, and that's why I just said, you know what, that
That's a
mailbox
good
is
way of
so
looking at it, though, Nicole. That's good.
right,
I see what you're saying because when we come to understand that everything in this system, in this Roman system, is supposed to be dead. Even when you go to court, you're supposed to be there's supposed to be a corpus delicti. And also when you arise, it's like the dead rising. So the dead can't speak for themselves. That's why they have a lawyer and a prosecutor, right?
mm-hmm,
And then so everything that comes to your home, when stuff comes to
right,
your home, which is in the all caps name, which is the dead entity, which is the
right,
estate. The estate is supposed to be, think about an estate. An estate is just land and land with an estate of a community maybe sitting on, right?
right,
If a community is sitting on an estate, which is nothing but land, there's no life there. It's just an estate. But the life is actually you're living on the land, but they don't have that on there. So it's all land and no life. So I understand exactly what you're saying. I can see what you're saying. I just had to listen to it to go along with it to understand where you're
yes,
coming from.
and if you really look, if you and as I was just driving down, I'm looking and I'm going, even some people, they turn around and they want to put maybe a brick mailbox, and I'm like, that's a headstone. There's a number on it, your name. It had, I mean, and almost, you know what it's like. What do the Jews call it? When they have it's a like their whole family get buried in there. I can't think of what the Jews
A
call.
mortuary or
Like oh God, I can't think of the name of it.
could not a cathedral.
No, but you know, like how the Jews usually have like their whole family goes in there.
Yeah, I know what you're
Oh,
saying.
you're talking about where what do they call those things? Tombs.
Like something in that nature right there. And I said, like, if anybody who has a house, the mortgage, this is like the mortuary.
Yeah, exactly. Mortgage,
This
mortuary.
is
There you go.
mortuary right here, and this is just something that, you know, like I said. So when we were talking, when you were speaking tonight about when you start changing, you start really looking at stuff on. I'm in a graveyard.
Uh-huh.
I was like, I gotta get. Oh no, that mailbox is gone tomorrow. Tell them I'm just gone.
And just as you said that, see, this is where people see the people of the world can't see the stuff that you just said. You just shared something that you've seen on a whole different level, which is different compared to the way the world thinks and what we've come to know.
Absolutely.
You see?
Yeah, well, I always known that, but they call me weird. They call me this. Well, you can call me.
We know we those black sheep. We those black sheep. Those black sheep are always gonna seem weird to other people, but they don't realize they dead. Those people that think that way of the world, they already dead. They don't even realize it.
I already know. I already believe. Like, my uncle always used to tell me, she's been here before, and I truly believe that. You know what? Oh, I tell people this. So, like how you met me at like last year. So if anything, like I say, when we go on to wherever we're gonna go, and if we do happen to return, you have to look for, like, say, like if we happen to be born, well, I don't know, be born again, and you see the traits of in somebody, that you be like, okay, I know who you are. This time I know, and now I know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
So I can spend more time. I'm like, I know who you are. You were here before. We did this together, and that's just some thoughts that that I was just going through. Like today, I mean, I got this paperwork done. I got over like 100 and something papers.
Oh, that's why we ain't heard from you. I said you heard from Nicole. Nicole, like, I see you been busy.
Listen, yesterday, when I looked at the clock, I thought it was 11:06, but it said, of course, I didn't have my glasses. I just got found my glasses, because I was like, I am not about to go buy no more glasses. But I just found my glasses, and I said, it's 1:06. I said, oh God. I said, but I had to get these well, I'm not sure. I told y'all that they count Saturdays and Sundays.
Right.
Remember
Yeah.
I told you that they
Well, before we go into that, Nicole, because that's into a personal conversation. Let me see what Joanne had to say about the conversation for tonight, and then we'll get off, and then we can have that conversation.
Oh, okay.
So, Miss Joe, is there anything you want to say about the conversation for tonight?
Well, I had to step away for a minute to wash my uniforms,
Mm-hmm.
but from what I remember, we were talking about the birthright,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Well, I mean, whatever you could want to talk about. I'm not asking you to just give me. If you don't feel like talking about things, is good. But I just want to know if there's anything you picked up on some of the information that we talked about. Because I really picked up on the conversation that me and some brothers was talking about last night. I got my brothers a call over here on Facebook. Good to see you, Zakar. I'm glad that you in and you're paying attention a little bit. But we was talking about. I actually was bringing up a conversation about what we was talking about Jacob and Esau. And a lot of good came out of the conversation yesterday, but also it's a lot where people, I'm gonna say, miss a lot where people, because I something that the brother named Travis, he shared something when it came to the name and the understanding of the name, because power is in, energy and power is behind the name. And when Jacob's name was changed, I understood what he said, because I used to always say, not and still always say, dead Jacob is like the Christians, and Israel is like the ones who have awakened. So what he was saying, I was corresponding with him, but he just brought it out in a different way according to scripture. But I'm just saying if there's anything you wanted to say according to anything that you heard tonight, because I'm gonna pick up tomorrow with the same. Tomorrow is going to be part 2 with the conquest of Jacob and Esau. So I'm calling it the conquest because the conquest is the dominion of the earth. That's the conquest, and it all started with when Rebecca was pregnant. So I mean, I just wanted to say that, babe. But go ahead if there's anything you want to say.
No, I was just saying that though Esau was chosen in his father's mind to receive the birthright, the Creator had another plan.
Mm-hmm.
Had a plan. He didn't have another plan. He had a plan, and he used Rebecca to start the plan, to get the plan rolling. So she was adamant because of what Father had told her and shown her. And what I do understand is when Father puts something in you, there's a drive or a fire that kindles to get what He put in you done.
Thank you.
And she needed to get it done, no matter what her son was saying, because he didn't know what the assignment that Father gave her. He automatically knew what the thing that man has taught us, or parents have taught us, to not dishonor our parents like that. And she just assured him by saying, "Let the curse be on me."
There you go.
And so it's it was the fact that, to me, that no matter no matter what we do or what we're thinking or how we plan it, Father has already given the plan. He's given the plan from the beginning of time.
Mm-hmm.
And the plan was that we as Israel worship Him in spirit and in truth. So if we worship in spirit and no truth, are we really worshiping?
There you go. That's a good thought.
I'm just bringing something out because the truth is that the whole world has been deceived. The whole world, not one part of the world hasn't fallen into the deception. There's that scripture in the book, I think it's in Isaiah, where it says gross darkness
Mm-hmm.
has covered
Isaiah
darkness has covered
60.
the earth,
Yeah,
and
Isaiah
gross
60.
darkness
The people. That's right.
You got to understand the word gross. That's a lot. That's the totality of all of the darkness, where you can't see no matter what you do, because the darkness is so deep
Thick.
and depth.
Mm-hmm.
So if gross darkness is covering the people, you can't see the deception. But as Father brings you to the awakening part, to the insight of the deception, then you won't be able to see it, because even the world is deceived. Not just the world, the people too.
That's it.
So I just wanted to say that. I don't want to, take up any more time.
No, you hit it
I
on
want to say
point.
something. Yeah, I think it was last night. I was on the runway, and I'm just looking up at the sky, and people say, "Oh, the sun sets on whatever, the east or whatever," and I was saying, you know what? This man is so powerful that it does. The sun don't have to come up, the moon don't have to come out, and like when darkness. You ever seen when it's so dark, there's no moon, there's nothing at all, right?
Yeah.
And I don't, I'm not sure if people are realizing how powerful that the creator is. I think, I don't even know, I think I might have been late yesterday, and they were like, "Oh, you're late." I'm like, "Well, this was already in the plan, so I don't have any excuse. I don't. This was already in the plan. It wasn't meant for me to get here on time.
Yep.
You know, and
Understand that.
yeah, and the thing is that like everything that and I'm just saying to people now, like everything that happens, this is not me. I'm like, God walks in before I do. So, this is what the plan was for, my day or whatever it is. That's the plan. And that's it. If you were asking any questions, you're gonna have to go talk to him because I don't have an answer for you. Um, and like I said, it's not even I just what, I don't have to explain myself. I'm just at that point right now. I just don't have to explain myself
I
right
got
now
you.
because you know what's for me is for me, and what happens is for me. So if it inconveniences you, you gotta talk to your God.
There you go.
That's
Let,
that's that's it.
yeah.
I'm like I said, I
Hold on.
am.
We going into
I,
2 hours. We going into 2 hours, Cole. Hold on,
okay,
Chief.
I'm at peace.
I,
I am.
I got you, Chief. You know what you could do, Chief. That's what I'm gonna say right here.
Okay.
But we're gonna hold it real quick. We get back started in a few minutes. We gonna go ahead and end everything at this point in time. This is the end of part two. We calling this tonight the conquest of Jacob and Esau, and we're gonna do part two tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is gonna be part two at 9 p.m. at Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. And we'll go into the conquest, mainly the conquest of Esau, which is how he got to where he is today, and then what we're coming into. So we're going to pick up from here, and we ended it at Daniel chapter 2. We ended it there, and we're going to pick up from there tomorrow. So other than that, I'd like to thank my brother Zakal over here on Facebook. He still look like he's still in. I'm glad that you're still here, bro. I wish some of these other brothers would have got on or just checked out. Over here on Instagram, we have Dancing Fingers. Dancing Fingers. He joined us for a moment. And look like nobody came back in on YouTube. But other than that, I just like to share that I am that Mikael in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be. Waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you who living in the new, this is for you. I'm that same Mikael in Revelations 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwell, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This was prophesied for you to see that Mikael is really me. I thank y'all for y'all time, y'all patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye. We get ready to do the benediction, which is out of Numbers chapter 6, verse 22 through 27. And it states, And Yah spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and unto his sons, saying, On this wise ye shall bless the children of Israel, saying unto them, Yah bless thee and keep thee. Yah make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yah lift up his voice. Yah lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. And they shall put Yah's name, which is his law, upon the children of Israel, and Yah will bless them. Do the Shema. Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shekevo, Vakuto Violam, Vaed. Hallelujah. Hear, O Israel, Yah our Father is one Father. Blessed be thy glorious kingdom forever and ever. Hallelujah. Blessed be thou, Father of the universe, that bring forth all living creatures forth from the earth. Thank you, Father, for bringing us together tonight in your word, in your way, to reveal and know your will, your way, through your word, and through your knowledge of your word. We bless you, praise you, and thank you for all you've done, been doing, and plan to do. Your holy word and spirit in all things we pray. Hallelujah. 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 All right. Hallelujah. That was my son on the side over here. Hallelujah with me. There you go. So, other than that, right now we just wanted to share with everybody. We're here every Tuesday. We're here every Tuesday at 9. My bad. Where am I at? We're here every Tuesday. These are the Zooms I'm about to share with you. We're here every Tuesday at 7:30 a.m. and at 9 p.m. I'm about to give you the Zooms right now, just in case you're interested in connecting with us. These are the Zoom meetings. We have on Tuesdays at 7:30 a.m. Rising of the day, and at 9, excuse me, and at 9 p.m. after the sun is down on Tuesdays. And this is the only private Zoom meeting that we have. This is private on Tuesdays, and this is called the Introduction to Sovereign Class of Knowledge. Introduction to Sovereign Class of Knowledge. Right, and this is on Tuesdays again at 7:30 a.m. Eastern, or at 9 p.m. Eastern on the days of Tuesdays. And what I'm asking for people that you do, just text me your name, number, and email, and I will. And also, when you text me your name, number, email, say you'd like to know more about the Zoom class. We'll put it like that. Just say I'd like to know more about the Zooms, and then what I would do is I will. Excuse me. Send you the Zooms in your email. You're going to have 5 Zooms. 4 of them going to be different ones, but 2 of them going to be a Introduction to Sovereign Class of Knowledge, which is 7:30 a.m. One is going to be at 9 p.m. The other ones is going to be, one is going to be of the Sabbath, which is Assembly of the Righteous. Now we're here. Now some people will already be doing certain things on the Sabbath, because my brother Zakar, he goes to another Knesset where I met them yesterday. But we will be here on the Sabbath at 12 p.m. noon, which is the beginning of the evening. 12 p.m. noon, which is the beginning of the evening on the Sabbath day. 12 p.m. noon, and then we that's at noon Eastern time, 12 p.m. Eastern on 12 p.m., which is Assembly of the Righteous on the Sabbath day. Then we're here like tonight, the night after Sunday. The night after Sunday, which is at 9 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Eastern, night after Sunday, which is Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation, which is like what we have tonight. We could have went to open conversation, but we end up going into speak. I end up sharing information that me and some brothers were speaking on yesterday. So that was just one of the subjects compared to many that we kept popping and jumping from instead of staying on one subject. And then on Mondays, we're here the night after Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern as well. And it's called Michael's Knowledge of Truth. It's Michael's Knowledge of Truth on night after Monday at 9 p.m. Excuse me, at 9 p.m. on Mondays. Now, on Sundays, we have open conversation. We have open conversation where you open the mic. On Mondays, I get on and I share information according to what I've come to know. Then we're back to Tuesdays at 7:30 a.m. and at 9 p.m. Now, if you'd like to get in contact with me, just text me that you'd like to know more about the Zooms, and I'll send you the information in the invitation to the Zoom meetings in your email. And if you have a Google Calendar, once you accept the invitation, it's gonna come up in your Google Calendar, the notifications. So text me your name, number, and email, then you should get the notifications in your Google Calendar. You'll be able to hit the link to come on. Then you'll get the notification. It should come up in your email, maybe even your text, and also in your Google Calendar. Excuse me. Then that way you can connect with us on the days that we're here. Now, as I just shared with you, we're here on quote unquote the private day. The only private day is Tuesday, but on the Sabbath, Sunday, and Monday, where it's public. Those are the Zooms. Now for the platforms in general. The platform in general, we're here and on YouTube and also X, formerly known as Twitter. That's X, formerly known as Twitter, and also on YouTube on those nights I was just sharing with you. Those are the public. And if you'd like to connect with us, you can like, subscribe, and share on YouTube or connect with us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Juice Pro 33, was all together, one word, Juice Pro 33, which is spelled JUICE PRO 33. Again, that's JUICE PRO 33. On YouTube and also on X, formerly known as Twitter. You can like, subscribe, and share as well. Excuse me. As well. Like, subscribe, and share on YouTube. And you can also catch us on Facebook. My Facebook is Mikael Harris, which is spelled MI''CHAEL space HARRIS. That's MI''CHAEL space HARRIS. That's Facebook. Also, my Instagram and one of my TikToks. My Instagram and one of my TikToks is under L'chaim_the juice, which is spelled LKHYYM_THEJUICE. Again, Instagram and one of my TikToks, L'chaim_the juice, which is spelled LKHYYM_THEJUICE. All right, that's the Instagram and one of my TikToks. Now, my other TikTok and my other YouTube, which you can like, subscribe, and share on, and my other TikTok is under Michael the Juice Harris, all together, 4 words together, which is spelled MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS. That's MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS. That's Michael the Juice Harris on TikTok and also my other YouTube, which you can like, subscribe, and share on. Now, last but not least, you can catch us on Rumble and Patreon.com, both of them /LKHYYM. Again, that's rumble.com /LKHYYM, and also patreon.com /LKHYYM. All right. So now that we shared that, we're gonna pause my Zoom. We're gonna pause you, and that way Nicole and Joanne, we can have a conversation going as soon as I get off the air. Anybody that's on Zoom, that we do, we can have a conversation afterwards. But other than that, for everyone else, I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye. Appreciate, love you. See you soon, and always. Peace.
Recording stopped.
All right. So now we're going to say greetings, or shall I say goodbye, to Instagram. We thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Appreciate, love you. See you soon. See you tomorrow with the same topic, and always. Peace. All right. And over here on Facebook. So, Carl, nice seeing you, bro. I'd like to thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye over here on Facebook. And hey, shalom to you, my friend. My friend, Sakar. Good brother. See you soon. And check your information. Peace. Okay. There we go. And also over here on YouTube Live. I'd like to thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Appreciate, love you. See you soon, and always. Peace.